What's up, guys? Today we're going to take a look at how to pass the close guard trying to get straight into side control, okay? So let's take a look here. Two options based on smashing, okay? Usually, of course, the traditional way is having a nice posture where now like from here I'm safe from triangles, arm bars and everything because I'm far from the guy. But then I can start pushing his leg down or getting up. But sometimes this doesn't work, right? So we need some different options. Or maybe he broke my posture already and I have to work from here if I cannot regain my posture. Okay, so let's start from here. First option is trying to control his arm. Okay, anytime that as he's trying to break my posture and we're working here, if I can snatch his wrist down, okay, that's always a good option. Pinning his arm down, I'm gonna tripod up now. It's basically a São Paulo pass, but handcuffed. I want to pass his arm behind his back. In order to do that, I want to lift his hip up. So I'm going to tripod up. My head goes right over his shoulder. My other arm goes around his back. Tripod up. So now his hip is off the mat where I can feed his arm to the arm that's around his back. Okay? When we do that, then we're going to walk all the way to the side. What I want to do is basically bring his thigh and his knee to the ground. Okay, if he's flat on his back, and his knees pointing up, he might try to sweep me when I go that way. So, best thing is walking all the way, as we're gonna see now, and trying to flat or touch this knee to the ground. So we are playing here again. I'm able to control the wrist, tripod up, lifting his hip, feed his hand to my other hand, and then I'm gonna start walking all the way to this side. Once I get here, I'm going to switch my base, putting all my weight over this leg. A lot of times his lock already breaks, okay? If it doesn't break, then I can use either my elbow against the top leg to pop it off, or my hand against the bottom ankle to push it and break the lock. And now we're going to start passing from here, okay? Straight into side control, if possible. I could push his leg down and just swallow his knee and get into half guard and pass from here. Yes, that's a good option. But also, ideally, if I could, I break the lock, then I'm going to hook behind his ankle, extending his leg completely. Push his knee down if I need to, so I can step my other leg over. And now we are here into side control. So here again, some little details here, okay? Let's pin his arm down, tripod up, pass his arm all the way behind his back. Now, I don't have to, let's turn here, I don't have to stick his hand all the way out of his body, okay? Because it means that my hand is also out and he might break that grip easier, okay? So I want my hand kind of in the middle of his back, where it's hidden, harder for him to break that grip, okay? So that's one little thing. The other thing, as I walk to my side here, sometimes I'm going to have to block his shoulder to keep him in place, which is okay. I'm going to switch my base, trying to touch his knee to the ground. But also, when I'm trying to break the lock, I don't want to flare my elbow too much here because he might hook my arm and now I'm in trouble. Okay? Keep your elbow tight to your body. Use against his top leg or pushing the bottom ankle as we did before. Unlock, hook, extend his leg. If his knee is pointing up, harder for me to pass this leg over, I push his knee down. I pass over. Cross face, I have my underhook already. We take side control. Important detail too is moving myself to this side of his body with my hip, right? So when I pin that arm down, passing off his hand, I want to come to this side of his body where his knee is more or less touching on the ground. So if he tries to lift this knee up and sweep me, it's very hard now because all my weight is here. If my hip was more centered to him, with his knee up towards the ceiling, it's easier for him to sweep me and come on top. So it's very important to drive myself all the way to this side, switch my base, and now I'm off center. If he tries to sweep me there, it's very hard. My head also very, very low, closer to his chest to prevent him pushing me away. If he's flexible, he might try to get on more plata on me or stuff like that. So head very, very low, as I keep working on opening his lock and passing his guard. Now let's take a look at another option, very kind of similar, okay? But I'm moving my head to the other side of his body. I'm still trying to smash. Now let's say the situation where he kind of already broke my posture, okay? And he was able to overhook this arm, okay? So if he has the overhook on me, I have the underhook on him. I'm gonna use my underhook to cup here over his shoulder. And I'm gonna move, first technique, my head was here. I want my head on this side of his body now, okay? I'm still walking to this side. I wanna keep the guy in place. So this hand also, I'm gonna cup over his shoulder. I move my head, think about like underhook and cross face. I could even do like that, which is fine too. But it's my head positioning here, where now I'm gonna start tripoding up. Keep the guy in place. This, both hands here, help to keep the guy in place as I walk perpendicular. Especially if he has thick and strong legs. He might try to push me away, so I anchor myself here. I tripod up, and I walk perpendicular to him. A lot of times already kind of it's enough to break the lock. Some people are gonna not resist this. Now I move this hand from this side of his head to the other side of his head, either with my elbow or with my hand cupping his neck. I keep my head low towards the ground so he doesn't pass his leg over me and trying to go for an armbar if he's flexible. My goal is bringing his leg, his feet to the other side of his head. So I'm going to start walking here. Once I feel the maximum tension, I'm going to switch my hip again. Bringing the guy this way. So now we pass the guard, smashing him, landing in this reverse kasugatame position. So we are here again. I'm having a nice posture, trying to break his guard. He breaks me down, he wraps my arm. Okay? I could also still try to do the first option if I can pin his arm down and pass behind his back. There's a good option too. Or I'm gonna come on here, my hand, move my head to the other side, anchor myself, both hands controlling his shoulder, so I can stack him. I'm gonna start moving to my side, keeping the guy in place with my hands. Once I get perpendicular to him, once I pass my leg to this side of his body, now I'm ready to block his leg, block his head with my elbow or my hand, and I keep walking here. His leg's already open, I can feel that. I'm gonna switch my base to the other side of his head, passing his guard, and now we are here into this reverse kasugatame position.